Today, I want to reflect on a question with you that was brought out to me while reading this book, Abba's Child by Brennan Manning. This is a phenomenal book. I got through the preface. There was a couple of prefaces because this is like the second or third edition. So there was a couple of prefaces that I was reading. And before I even got to chapter one, there was a question brought up that kind of just struck me. And I've been repeating this question to some people around me. And I want to take some time in this video to reflect on that question with you. So the question was, are you allowing God to love you? Are you allowing God to love you? And when I first read that question, I was like, wow, that's a great question. And I think that is the heart of the Christian journey. I think that is the heart of Christian spirituality. The heart of Christian spirituality is trying to allow God to love us, because there are things that are keeping me from receiving God's love and receiving God and God's grace. And one of those things is this false self that I've constructed over the years. And I can tell you a little bit about my false self. My false self, the false version of myself, tries to seek approval and tries to seek acceptance from other people. As a young boy, I constructed this approval version of myself, this person that needed approval to maintain, I guess, peace, to maintain a sense of value. I don't know, to be important, to be seen as important, to be looked at as important. So I see this bleeding out in all types of areas of my life. I see this in my content creation. For whatever reason, since I was 12, I've had a desire to make something and share it with the internet. And in a lot of ways, that is me trying to say, hey, look at what I did. Do you like it? And I can know that that is unhealthy when I don't get the response that I want and I'm just defeated. I think when I'm at a good place, when I'm able to share something with the internet, but remove that desire for validation with that. So I'm not paying as much attention to the likes or the views, and I'm really just doing it for the sake of doing it, just for the love. But in a lot of ways, this false self that I constructed is bled out into my creative process. The false self is why a lot of people want to be famous, because we are not getting validation in other areas of our lives. So we are seeking it from other people and the world and all these other things. And that's just one example. Some of us are doing this with our career decisions and climbing the ladders and trying to get more and more and more and more and more. I'm not saying that we need to disregard all that. I think there's a healthy way to engage and to be aware of our false self. But the problem is, in a lot of ways, I let my false self just take control of my life. So I find myself stressed and anxious because I'm just trying to get the validation and the approval and the acceptance. And I'm looking for the love in all the wrong places. When God is asking me, can I receive his love? And can that be enough? Can I rest in my identity as the beloved child of God? And can that be enough? That's a question that was raised early in this book, and it's been a question that I've been thinking about. Can I receive God's love, and what is preventing me from receiving God's love? I've been trying to do some centering prayer recently, and centering prayer is just a way of meditating in some ways, because when we're meditating as Christians, especially, we're not trying to rid ourselves of thoughts, because that's not really possible. But what we want to do is focus on a particular thought or a word or phrase, because our mind has to go somewhere. So I've been trying to focus on Psalm 46:10, where the scriptures say, "Be still and know that I am God." And I think this is the beginning of my ability to receive God's love and to embrace my identity as the beloved. Can I be still and know that God is God, and that I am valued and I am accepted regardless of what I'm doing, regardless of my performance? It's given to me. It's grace. Now, I do live in a world where I do have to perform in order to survive. That's just part of it. I have to work to eat. I have to follow the law. And I mean, there's all types of things that I have to do. I have to pay my taxes. I have to do these things. And that's just part of living in this society. But I bring that same mentality in my approach to God. So when I'm not doing what I think I should be doing or living up to what I think I should be living up to, I assume that God is not pleased with me and that God is restricting or pulling back his love, when that is never the case. God's love is always consistent, always present as oxygen is. As long as I've been alive, I've been breathing. And I haven't been in situations where I haven't had access to oxygen. The same is true for God's love in my life. It's always been there. And a lot of times, like, I'm not aware of oxygen. I don't be, make myself aware of God's love, and I just take it for granted, or I don't give attention to it, or I work my butt off to work for that love and to try to achieve that love when that love is already here and always available. So am I able to let go of that? I think I have to let go to receive God. I have to let go of my tight attachment to the false self. I have to let go of what I've been told about what it means to be acceptable and to be valuable. I have to let go of that. And I have to trust that I'm already where I need to be. Maybe I'm already who I need to be. And what I do as a Christian is I let go of what I think I should be doing or who I think I should be. I let go of that and I bring all of myself into the presence of God and allowing the love of God to cover all of that. My question that I've been wrestling with, that I'm wrestling with in this video, I want to bring to you for you to wrestle with. Are you allowing God to love you? Are you trusting that God loves you? Are you able to believe in God's love for you? Are you able to hold what others have told you with a grain of salt? Are you able to just sit in stillness and solitude to be reminded of who you truly are and who God says you are? Are you able to detach from the noise, even for a brief moment? I'm just presenting the question. I'm sharing what I have received from this very, very good book. I want to share one more thought. This is on page 42, where it says, define yourself radically as one beloved by God. This is the true self. Every other identity is illusion. So the false self that I've constructed, that's an illusion. All these other external labels, they're illusions. They're not really who I am. At my core, strip away all of these things, and I am the beloved. I'm one loved by God. This is who I truly am. This is who you truly are. Will we believe that? Will we accept that to be true? Will we allow that reality to permeate in all aspects of our existence? And as that question was brought up in this book, someone asked the question, are you allowing God to love you? And the response was, I'm trying. And maybe that could be our answer too. When we think about that question, are we allowing God to love us? Maybe we all can say together, we're trying, while trusting that God will honor that and God will be proud of that.